Hey everyone, this is Adrian from my channel Random Drop. If you like our content, make sure to subscribe. We're more than halfway to 1,000 subscribers. From there, this channel's quality and content can grow quite significantly, and I hope that you stick around. But anyway, let's get back to the video. It's been 1 year since the events of Ninja Gaiden 1. We open to the skyscrapers of Tokyo, inside of Muramasa's blacksmith shop. A young woman questions the old man, looking for the legendary dragon ninja, Ryu Hayabusa. He tells her no one knows where the ninja goes if he isn't in the Hayabusa village. The young woman's name is Sonia, and she has business with Ryu concerning the Archfiend. Suddenly, during their conversation, a black spider ninja bursts into the room. Sonia dispatches him and runs outside, but is quickly captured. It looks as though they're about to kill her until Ryu Hayabusa arrives from the shadows and kills the hostile ninjas. From afar, an odd-looking black spider ninja hurls axes at Ryu and quickly takes Sonia away, while he's preoccupied with more black spiders. After fighting them off, Ryu checks in on Muramasa. The two are surprised that the attackers were black spiders, as they've been silent for a while. He then asks who the woman was, but Muramasa doesn't know. He does bring up that she was searching for him and mentioned something about the Archfiend. Ryu wonders what it could be and gives chase. He follows the kidnapper to a nearby helicopter pad. As they prepare to take off, Ryu fights off the odd-looking black spider ninja, revealed to have been enhanced to become a fiend. After it's defeated, Ryu runs after Sonia, who is being taken away by a woman in red. In frustration, the woman throws Sonia off the helicopter after one of Ryu's ninja stars cuts her, saying he can have her as she is just a tool of the CIA. He has bought them the time they needed before flying away in the night. Sonia informs Ryu that the fiends are trying to resurrect the Archfiend and that they are heading to the Hayabusa village, looking for something called the Demon Statue. Back at the Hayabusa village, Joe Hayabusa, Ryu's father, faces off against Genshin, the leader of the Black Spider clan. Joe is disappointed by Genshin's embracing of the evil way, saying the corruption of the soul is a fate that befalls the weak. Genshin believes in neither good or evil and attacks Joe, announcing that the ties that bind their clans are severed this night. While Ryu fights his way through Black Spider ninjas to his father's location, their battle continues with Genshin the victor. Joe is knocked off balance and nearly falls to the bottom of the castle before catching himself on some debris. While Joe is out of commission, Genshin cuts open the statue and pulls out the demon statue hidden within. The Red Woman and Genshin revel in their victory. They mention that the statue was a talisman of Mount Fuji. Now, the sacred peak will erupt, the gates of the underworld will open, and the fiends will be unleashed. A few moments later, Ryu arrives only to see his father lose his grip and fall to the bottom of the castle. Genshin taunts the young dragon ninja and hands the statue over to the Red Woman, calling her Elizabeth, telling her she must now keep her word. Ryu tries to chase Elizabeth but is quickly stopped by Genshin. The two fight in the burning castle until Joe arrives after working his way back up the castle, seeming to be unharmed. He tells his son to chase Elizabeth and recover the artifact. Some time passes and Ryu gets a lead on Elizabeth's location, taking him and Sonia to the city of Manhattan. The city's been transformed into a fiend's realm, led by one of the four greater fiends, Alexei, who commands the power of lightning. Awoken from his slumber by Elizabeth's demon statue, he's currently taken over and transformed the Statue of Liberty into his own twisted base of operations. Ryu explores Manhattan looking for signs of Elizabeth and slaughters any fiends and black spiders in his way. Eventually, he and Sonia regroup and she informs him that the source of magic transforming the land is coming from the Statue of Liberty, where a very powerful fiend awaits. She then drops off Ryu at the foot of the captive goddess, where he climbs to the top to face off against the ruler of lightning.
I recognize that stink. The repugnant stench of the dragon lineage.
The final lament of an ancient creature. That's death you smell.
You humans have the lifespan of flies. I have experienced things your feeble minds could never comprehend. The music of the spheres, echoing through the cosmos. You may call me Alexei. One of the four greater fiends, and master of lightning. Such is the fragility of evil. Ryu Hayabusa, you will pay for your sin!
After defeating Alexei, the duo see no signs of Elizabeth. The trail runs cold until another greater fiend is awoken in the Aqua capital. The greater fiend, Wolf, ruler of storms. There, Wolf and his fiends have taken over the central castle in the city. Bored by the weakness of the surrounding humans, he commands his lessers to find him a suitable opponent, promising the winner the Aqua capital as their reward. The fiends scour the city and begin to harm innocent civilians. That is until they run into the Dragon Ninja. Ryu slaughters the army of werewolf fiends and makes his way to the top of the central castle. At the top, he meets with the great fiend. He's surprised that such a puny human was able to make it all this way to him. Wolf tells Ryu that he's prepared a fitting venue for their battle to the death, the Colosseum.
Behold! Observe closely this human. Do not be deceived by his delicate appearance. He is a proven warrior. Do you wish his blood spilled? Who do you wish to see destroy him? Yes, Wolf, invincible ruler of storms. He shall be given an honorable death.
After Wolf falls, his minions begin to swarm Ryu trapped in the Colosseum. But Sonya arrives just in time to lay down covering fire so that he can make his escape. Afterwards, the duo search for Elizabeth in the skies, finding her traveling northward in the flying fortress Daedalus, accompanied by Genshin. Ryu jumps on the air fortress and begins his assault. But while doing so, Sonya's helicopter is shot down during their attack. But she's able to get away and infiltrate the fortress from the other end. Ryu fights his way to the ship's control center, only to find it empty. Elizabeth and Genshin long gone. The ship is set to autopilot, and Sonya contacts Ryu and recommends he takes out the fortress's 2 reactors to take it out of flight. In a hidden room, Elizabeth is frustrated by the Dragon Ninja's interference. Genshin offers to handle the matter himself. But their duel is interrupted as the flying fortress begins to break apart.
Decompression throughout the ship. Hydraulic pressure dropping. Plate profiles
extinguishers. Get out, Ryu.
You made it.
Ryu, we're going down!
Altitude dropping. Recovery impossible. We're going down. We're going down.
Head down!
Sonya.
I'm okay.
Several hundred kilometers from the Daedalus crash site, the greater fiend Sidonius, ruler of flame, awakens. He threatens a once great military state and gives them an ultimatum. He overlooks at the army assembling to attack, disappointed. He asks if the humans have forgotten the era when only the mercy of the Archfiend kept their species alive. He says when High Infernal Priest Dagradai resurrects the Archfiend, they will learn their true place on this earth. Submit or die. Ryu fights his way through the snowy battlefield, harassed by more fiends, black spider ninjas, and their twisted hybrid experiments. Hunting down Zidonius throughout the city, he eventually finds him at the top of an old clock tower.
For the one who first bestowed the precious gift of fire upon you pitiful apes. Was none other than I. Zidonius, ruler of flame.
That wasn't in my history book.
You are ignorant in the ways of the world as an infant in its cradle, ninja. Without my fire, the petty dreams of your species would never have taken flight. Yet your ancestors in the dragon lineage tried to extinguish that flame. Do you not think that foolish?
I don't care.
Then let the fires of hell consume the last descendant of the hated dragon lineage! Sensation.
Righteous flames will cleanse the earth of your kind.
I'm burning. Burning!
Next, Sonya and Ryu track down Elizabeth all the way to South America, far from civilization. After fighting his way through the heart of darkness, Ryu comes upon a clearing, and in the sky is Elizabeth, riding another fiend. She notices Ryu and summons a dark dragon to be his opponent. Meanwhile, with the demon statue, she performs a ritual of blood that opens a hidden passage in the waterfalls. Ryu follows his target, taking him underground through a network of caverns, eventually opening up to a massive ziggurat hidden underground. While he approaches the temple, inside, Elizabeth and hundreds of fiends perform a ritual of sacrifice to empower the demon statue. She then hands it to the current leader of the fiends, Infernal Priest Dagradai. He accepts the statue from Elizabeth, but is upset. He senses the blood of the dragon lineage close by and commands her to purge them of this loathsome intruder. Ryu rips and tears his way to the ritual room to find it completely empty. Dagradai, the statue, already gone, but the ruler of blood awaits.
will find no one here. They await the arrival of the almighty Archfiend in the land of his rebirth.
And where might that be?
That is of no concern to you, Dragon Ninja. As it is here that you will die at my hand. I am Elizabeth,
ruler of blood, queen of the greater fiends! I will not die. Greater fiends are eternal!
So, Dragon Ninja, would you like to know where the Archfiend will be reborn? A place that has bound our clan since time immemorial. More precisely, the peak of Mount Fuji.
Mount Fuji.
Indeed. The sacred peak that casts a shadow over your village is also where you shall die.
Ryu!
Sonya, you cannot follow me.
What? Wait.
My path leads through the land of the dead.
Ryu then heads back to where it all began, to the Dragon Castle overlooking the Hayabusa village, with Mount Fuji, the Archfiend's prison, far in the distance. Ayane approaches Ryu with a gift. Joe Hayabusa survived his encounter with Genshin. Although injured, he will survive. She was tasked with retrieving the Eye of the Dragon, the magical jewel that empowers Ryu's Dragon Blade to its true form. The true Dragon Blade. Ryu accepts her gift and completes the sacred blade. Then he heads forward to his destination to face Genshin once and for all at Mount Fuji. On the way, he bumps into the old man Muramasa fighting off black spider ninjas. He says that he's been waiting for Ryu and glad that he's okay, expecting nothing less of the Dragon Ninja. He explains long ago Ryu's ancestors imprisoned the Archfiend inside the mountain, but now it's his responsibility. He hands Ryu some food to keep up his strength, and the two part ways. After fighting through waves of black spider ninjas up the mountain, Ryu makes it to Genshin's location. Genshin stares into the depths of the erupting volcano. He admits to Ryu he never cared about the revival of the Archfiend. All paths before him are cruel and arduous. The two have a final battle to the death, and the Dragon Ninja comes out victorious. But with no time to spare, he quickly jumps into the mountain. But from the shadows, Elizabeth comes out of hiding and tells the dying Genshin it not need end this way. Inside the mountain is a gateway to the underworld where no human has ever set foot. Dagradai continues his ritual to revive the Archfiend, and Ryu travels the bowels of hell and refaces the defeated Archfiends, now empowered by the energies of the underworld. But they are still no match for the Dragon Ninja. Alexei, the ruler of lightning, at some point kidnapped Sonya, who followed Ryu into Mount Fuji without his permission, but she is saved and told to stay put while he heads off to finish things. As Ryu's journey to the center nearly reaches its end, he is ambushed by an old fiend, Genshin. Genshin has now been fully transformed into a fiend by Elizabeth, turning him into a raging berserker, losing his sense of self. For his whole life, Genshin has always hated being second to the Hayabusa clan ninjas, his hatred fueled by the murder of his young brother at the hands of Ryu's uncle, Mirai. After the events in the capital Vigor, the previous Black Spider Master passed away. The mantle handed over to Genshin, who struck a deal with Elizabeth to forge a future for his clan at any cost.
and to end the hated Hayabusa bloodline once and for all. But even after selling his soul and scarring his honor, he is no match for the young Ryu Hayabusa.
Are you there, Dragon Ninja? All grows dark and silent. I have staked my name. I have fought with all of my being. All to forge a future for the Black Spider clan. I have no regrets. Just as you have pursued a cause greater than yourself, so too have I. Dragon Ninja, take my cursed blade.
Genshin.
Absolutely useless. I gave you the everlasting life of a fiend, yet you threw it away. Undone by your pathetic sentimentality.
Even in death, you could never understand him, Elizabeth.
With the power of the true Dragon Blade and the blade of the Archfiend, Ryu slays Elizabeth and opens the path to Dagradai. Inside, Dagradai's ritual is incomplete, as he still lacks the required amount of sacrifices to revive the Archfiend. But there's no more time, as the Dragon Ninja has arrived. After the fall of the Emperor Vigor and his sect of greater fiends, it left a power vacuum to be filled by Vazda and his minions, led by his strongest champion, Dagradai, assigning Elizabeth with her task to awaken the other fiends, thus opening the way to Vazda's sealed location. But his ritual to awaken the Archfiend is unsuccessful. Once he realizes the battle is nearly lost, he offers himself as a sacrifice to his lord.
My flesh and blood become your sacrifice!
Not quite fully resurrected, the awoken Archfiend tries to escape its prison by climbing out the top of Mount Fuji, but Ryu is able to chase it down and stop it from leaving its prison. Sonya catches up to Ryu and embraces him, and the two are about to make their escape. That is, until a small drop of Ryu's dragon lineage blood falls down the chasm.
The light of dawn drives away the darkness once again.